My thoughts on the market is we break trend line here and possibly retest down to 2750. But at any point here, we're going to be going higher. It's going to change my mind if we break out over these highs back here. We break out over those highs back here, we start closing over that, and that's basically telling us the market's likely to go up, assuming any other index follows. That's my thoughts on the SPX. If we look at the NDX, we have pretty much the same thing, a little weaker. We haven't, it looks like we may have touched this previous high here on maybe Friday and then backed off of it. We may be touching it again. If you were to draw in a similar trend line with what we had with the SPX, it's here. We broke the trend line. We then retested the backside of it as resistance. Realistically, this should hold the backside of the trend line. If we break out over in the NDX and break back above the trend line here, again, that's a bullish signal. And I have to switch my stance, right, to being a little bit more bullish in the marketplace. But very similar setup here. If we look at our Dow Jones, we're still holding the trend line like we are in the Russell, but we are a little bit further below this previous high point. Expecting the same thing. I'm expecting this index to break this trend line as well, and then hold the backside of the trend line as resistance. It's going to change our mind if we end up closing higher, right? And we push into all-time highs. It's not going to take much for the Dow here to break out to all-time highs. And the Russell, very similar situation in the Russell. We did break down this trend line, which I thought would be the case. We're trying to test this trend line. It'd be interesting to see if that holds or not. This is the one I'm least confident in, this trend line breaking down. I think the other trend lines are going to break down. If they do, we'll have to see where the other indexes reset relative to where the Russell is on our pink trend line here. If the other ones reset and we break trend, I do think this is going to break trend line. I mean, I'm leaning towards it breaking trend line, but I'm less certain. In other words, there's a probability of certain things are going to happen. I think it's probably 70% probable those other two are going to break that trend line. It's probably 30% probable this one is. So that's my thoughts on that. So I'm going to watch the Russell coming into this trend line for a bounce to newer highs. If that happens, then we'll have to just go with it. But overall, kind of give a summary on the marketplace, I still think we have some sideways movement left here, maybe a little bit down, maybe a little bit of a down movement, purely in the realm of consolidation. I don't think there's anything significant to the downside, but a little bit more time consolidating and then likely break higher. Probably not this week, but probably in the next couple of weeks. So we will keep you updated as new information comes into the chart.